there, turning 20 and staring at your first paycheck, wondering where it all goes? Imagine sidestepping four massive money pitfalls and kickstarting four powerhouse investments that compound into wealth, expert-backed moves to build freedom fast. By 30, you'll be ahead. In a world of rising costs, gig economies, and tempting buy now, pay later traps, your 20s are prime for smart money habits that experts like Dave Ramsey and Warren Buffett swear by. Compound interest and discipline turn small steps into big wins, but common blunders can bury you in debt. Master this now and watch financial stress melt away while security builds. Let's dive into the basics, as even seemingly minor slip-ups grow into regrets if ignored. First of the four financial mistakes you should never make is skipping a budget, the quiet killer of financial control. You might think winging expenses is fine with an entry-level job, but without tracking, money leaks out on unnoticed coffees or subscriptions, leading to overspending. Studies show young adults without budgets spend 20–30% more impulsively, per financial coaches like those at CNBC. Dave Ramsey calls budgeting telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went, emphasizing it's not restrictive but empowering. Ignore it, and you're flying blind into debt. Real-life example. A 22-year-old grad racks up $5,000 in unnoticed dining out, only realizing when bills pile up. Action steps: grab a free app like Mint or YNAB, list income versus fixed costs like rent and variables like fun, allocate 50–30–20 needs, wants, savings, and review weekly, add in zero-based budgeting where every dollar gets a job, and soon you'll spot savings opportunities, building awareness that prevents bigger messes. This habit alone can save thousands yearly, setting a foundation for wealth without feeling deprived. Start today by logging last month's spends to see the gaps. Moving up in impact, the second mistake to dodge is living beyond your means, often fueled by lifestyle creep where raises vanish into upgrades like fancier cars or apartments. As incomes rise in your 20s, it's tempting to match peers' Instagram lives, but experts warn this traps 70% of millennials in debt cycles, according to Huntington Bank Insights. Warren Buffett advises living like you're still broke to get rich, pointing out how compounding works against you with interest on unnecessary buys. For instance, financing a $30,000 car at 5% interest adds thousands in payments, robbing future investments. Think of friends who upgrade phones yearly, ending up cash-strapped. Contrast with those who cap lifestyle at 70% of income, funneling the rest to goals. To avoid, audit subscriptions quarterly, practice delayed gratification by waiting 30 days on big purchases, and set fun money limits. Track net worth monthly via spreadsheets, celebrating growth over gadgets. This shifts mindset from consumption to creation, curbing impulse that escalates to regret. Now, progressing further, never rack up high-interest credit card debt carelessly, as it's a vortex that experts like those at Guardian Credit Union flag as the top young adult blunder. With average rates at 20–25%, carrying balances turns $1,000 charges into $1,200 plus quickly, and poor habits in 20s ding credit scores for years, hiking future loan costs. Ramsey dubs it stupid tax for buying what you can't afford. Example, using cards for vacations, then paying minimums for months, snowballing interest. Meanwhile, responsible users pay full monthly, earning rewards without fees. Build safeguards, choose low APR cards if needed, set alerts for 30% utilization to protect scores, and treat cards like debit. Only swipe what you can cover immediately. If in debt, snowball method pays smallest first for momentum, or avalanche tackles highest interest. Either way, this mistake avoided keeps doors open for mortgages or business loans later. The fourth and most impactful mistake to never make is neglecting to build an emergency fund, leaving you vulnerable to life's curveballs like job loss or repairs. Financial planners at Central Bank note over 50% of 20-somethings lack this buffer, forcing reliance on loans or family per surveys. Buffett stresses liquidity as oxygen for opportunities, while without it, stress spikes and bad decisions follow. Imagine a $1,000 car fix derailing rent, leading to evictions. Real stories, young pros hit by medical bills, dipping into retirement early with penalties. Instead, aim for 3 to 6 months expenses. Start small. Automate $50 weekly transfers to high-yield savings at 4 to 5% APY. Cut one luxury like eating out to accelerate. Use windfalls like tax refunds to boost, and keep it separate from checking. This fund not only prevents debt, but builds peace, turning potential crises into minor hiccups as you mature financially. Shifting gears to the four investments you must start now, beginning with the essential, open a high-yield savings account for that emergency fund and short-term goals, a low-risk powerhouse. SoFi experts highlight how these yield 4 to 5% versus 0.01% in traditional accounts, compounding modestly but safely. Ramsey pushes this as step one in his baby steps, noting it curbs panic borrowing. For a $10,000 fund at 5%, that's $500 yearly free money. Example, 25-year-old saving for travel, grow pots faster without stock volatility. Action. Research online banks like Aria or Capital One, deposit $1,000 starter, automate contributions, match expenses like rent first, then scale, monitor rates annually to switch if better. This builds liquidity muscle, prepping for bigger plays. Next, ramping up max out retirement accounts like a 401k or Roth IRA, harnessing time's magic through compounding. Charles Schwab advises starting here for the match, free money doubling contributions up to 3 to 6% of salary. Buffett's rule, invest early as $1,000 at 20 grows to $10,000 by 60 at 7% returns. Tax advantages in Roths mean withdrawal-free growth. Think of entry-level workers missing $50,000 future wealth by skipping matches. To implement, enroll at work, contribute 15% ideally, or start at 5% and bump yearly. If no plan, open Roth via Vanguard with $100. Pick low-fee index funds. This secures retirement while taxes favor youth. Advancing in power, dive into index funds or ETFs for broad market exposure, a set-it-and-forget-it wealth builder. Bankrate recommends these for beginners, tracking S&P 500 at 10% historical averages. Vanguard echoes starting with diversified portfolios heavy in stocks for 20s risk tolerance, potentially turning $200 monthly into millions over decades. Example, tech-savvy investors using apps like Robinhood buy VOO ETF, riding market ups without picking stocks. Steps. Open brokerage at Fidelity, invest post-emergency fund, dollar cost average $100 bi-weekly to smooth volatility, rebalance yearly, focus 80% stocks, 20% bonds. This leverages growth without day trading stress. Finally, the most transformative, invest in yourself through education and skills, amplifying earning potential exponentially. Reddit communities and YouTube creators like those sharing millionaire paths stress this top's financial assets, as a certification can boost salary 20–50%. Edward Jones calls it building literacy first, then pursuing courses or side hustles. For instance, learning coding via free platforms like Coursera doubles income opportunities. Commit daily. Allocate 5% income to books, online classes, or networking events. Track ROI by salary jumps. Aim for promotions yearly. This investment yields the highest returns, turning your 20s into a launch pad for abundance. In summary, steer clear of no-budget chaos, overspending traps, credit pitfalls, and funless risks. These guard your wallet while launching savings, retirement, indexes, and self-growth propel prosperity, all expert vetted. If this sparks action, pick one today. Future you cheers. Subscribe for more finance hacks like this. Share your top tip below. Let's wealth build together.